Beneath the surface of the world's oceans, where darkness, pressure, and silence dominate, an elite force moves unseen. No roaring engines, no flashing lights, just shadows gliding through cold black water toward a target that never sees them coming. These are the SEAL Delivery Vehicle Teams, one of the most secretive and specialized elements within the United States Navy's Special Operations community. The SEAL Delivery Vehicle, commonly known as the SDV, is operated by specially trained units within the legendary United States Navy SEALs. While the SEALs are famous for high-profile missions, airborne assaults, and counter-terrorism operations, SDV teams operate in an entirely different realm, underwater infiltration. Their mission is simple in concept but extreme in execution: covertly transport Navy SEALs from a submerged submarine or surface vessel to hostile shores without detection. An SDV looks like a small, flooded mini-submarine. Unlike traditional submarines, it is not pressurized. The operators inside are exposed to the surrounding water, breathing through scuba systems for the entire mission. That means extreme cold, limited visibility, and hours of physical endurance while navigating underwater terrain. Every mission demands precision, discipline, and nerves of steel. The most widely known model is the Mk8 Mod 1 SDV. Built for special operations, this vehicle can carry multiple operators and their gear over significant underwater distances. It runs on battery power, minimizing acoustic signature and making it extremely difficult to detect. With advanced navigation systems, sonar, and compasses, SDV pilots guide their teams silently toward enemy coastlines, harbors, or strategic infrastructure. SDV teams are primarily associated with SEAL Delivery Vehicle Team 1 and SEAL Delivery Vehicle Team 2, historically based on the U.S. West and East Coasts. These teams fall under the larger command structure of Naval Special Warfare Command, the organization responsible for overseeing all SEAL teams and special warfare units. Their missions range from reconnaissance and direct action to underwater demolition and sabotage. What makes SDV operations so unique is their launch platform. Often, SDVs deploy from submerged submarines such as those operated by the United States Navy. Specially modified submarines equipped with dry deck shelters allow SDVs to launch and recover while the submarine remains underwater. This gives operators the ability to travel hundreds of miles undetected before even beginning the infiltration phase. Imagine the sequence. A submarine glides silently through deep ocean waters. Inside, SEAL operators prepare in total darkness. The dry deck shelter floods. The SDV powers on. One by one, the operators maneuver out into black water. No surface light, no sound except their own breathing. Then the long underwater transit begins, sometimes lasting hours in freezing conditions. Training for SDV operators is among the most demanding in the military. Before even qualifying for SDV teams, candidates must first complete basic underwater demolition (SEAL) training, known worldwide as BUD-S. After earning the SEAL Trident, volunteers for SDV duty undergo additional advanced diving, navigation, and vehicle operation courses. They master closed-circuit rebreathers, underwater navigation in zero visibility, and emergency procedures for equipment failure at depth. Cold is one of the greatest enemies. Even with specialized wetsuits or dry suits, extended exposure to near-freezing water drains body heat rapidly. Hypothermia is a constant threat. Equipment malfunction underwater can be catastrophic. Every operator must remain calm under pressure, literally. Panic is not an option when you're operating dozens of feet below the surface in total darkness. SDV missions are often reconnaissance-focused. Teams may survey enemy harbors, map underwater mines, or conduct beach reconnaissance prior to larger amphibious operations. In some scenarios, SDV operators can plant explosives on ships or critical infrastructure. These missions demand stealth above all else. If detected, escape options are limited and recovery can be extremely dangerous. One of the defining features of SDV operations is deniability and surprise. Unlike aircraft or surface ships, an underwater approach leaves almost no signature. Radar cannot detect what moves below the surface. Thermal imaging is useless. Even sonar detection can be minimized due to the SDV's small size and battery-powered propulsion. This allows operators to reach targets that would otherwise be heavily defended. Historically, underwater special operations trace their roots back to World War II frogmen and combat swimmers. Over decades, technology evolved from basic swimmer delivery methods to sophisticated submersible vehicles. The SDV represents the modern evolution of that concept, combining advanced engineering with elite human performance. In recent years, modernization efforts have introduced the shallow water combat submersible, a more advanced and dry interior vehicle designed to replace older SDVs. This new system offers improved endurance, greater range, and better operator protection. However, regardless of technology, the human element remains the core of mission success. Machines can transport, but it is the training, judgment, and resilience of the operators that determine the outcome. The psychological component of SDV operations cannot be overstated. Operating in confined spaces underwater requires extreme mental control. Claustrophobia, disorientation, and sensory deprivation can challenge even experienced divers. SDV operators train repeatedly in night conditions, murky water, and complex underwater environments to ensure that real-world missions feel familiar rather than overwhelming. Coordination is everything. Navigation errors underwater can lead to missed targets or surfacing in hostile territory. Communication is limited, often relying on hand signals or pre-mission planning. Once submerged, flexibility decreases. That means every detail must be rehearsed, calculated, and understood before launch. Beyond combat missions, SDV teams can also support maritime interdiction, intelligence gathering, and recovery operations. Their skill set bridges the gap between naval warfare and special operations, making them uniquely valuable in contested maritime environments. In today's strategic landscape, where coastal regions, choke points, and naval bases play critical roles in global security, the ability to infiltrate from beneath the waves provides a significant advantage. As nations invest heavily in surveillance systems and coastal defenses, underwater insertion remains one of the hardest approaches to counter. Yet despite their capabilities, SDV teams rarely receive public recognition. Their missions are often classified. Success is measured not in headlines, but in objectives completed without detection. Silence is their shield, secrecy is their advantage. Think about the physical reality. Hours in cold water, navigating through darkness, carrying heavy gear, knowing that once you leave the submarine, you are on your own until extraction. There are no quick reinforcements underwater. No air support, only preparation, teamwork, and discipline. The bond among SDV operators is forged in some of the harshest conditions imaginable. Trust is absolute. Each diver depends on the others not just for mission success, but for survival. A single mistake at depth can endanger the entire team. And yet, they continue to train, deploy, and refine their craft. Because in the world of special operations, versatility is power. Air, land, and sea, the SEALs dominate all three. But beneath the ocean's surface, where light fades and silence reigns, SDV teams operate in a domain few dare to enter. The next time you see a calm ocean horizon, remember this. Somewhere beneath that surface, unseen and unheard, an SDV could be moving silently toward its objective. No spotlight, no announcement, just precision, stealth, and unwavering resolve. These are the SEAL Delivery Vehicle Teams, America's underwater shadow force.